Hi, I'm Peter Capaldi. I play the Doctor, and you're watching EMS Productions.
Finally! It is finally happening! The Doctor Who Series 9 soundtrack is finally coming in early 2018, and I'm so excited. So yes, we got this announcement just a few days ago from Silver Screen on Twitter and via email to confirm we're finally going to be getting the Series 9 soundtrack after well over 2 years of waiting. Lots and lots of sort of petitions and comments online, the constant, almost a meme by now of when is the Series 9 soundtrack coming out. And finally it's here, and the release is going to be absolutely amazing. It's 4 discs, which no one would have predicted they'd do a 4-disc release. I mean, we were expecting they might go as badly as putting the 2 together and just doing a 2-disc box set for both series, which would have been absolutely terrible. We've got 4 discs. We've got, thank you Murray Gold, thank you Silver Screen, thank you BBC Worldwide. We have a whole disc of Heaven Sent, which is going to be absolutely incredible. Probably almost all of the score of that incredible episode with an amazing soundtrack to it. So I'm so excited. I'm sure I'm going to have that disc on repeat constantly because it's going to be so utterly incredible. So I'm so excited about that. And then we've also got 3 other discs. The first disc covering the first 6 episodes of Series 9, so we'll have lots of the nice tracks that were included in Magician's Apprentice, which is familiar, lots of those nice ones with Davros and the Doctor. I'm sure there was some great music in there. So I'm sure we'll expect to hear a bit of that. Before the Flood and Under the Lake, or other way around even, there was some nice music in there, there were a few nice tracks, so I'm sure we'll hear a nice little snippet from that one. And The Girl Who Died and The Woman Who Lived, which The Girl Who Died has some good tracks, The Woman Who Lived not so much, so I'm hoping that they kind of edge more towards including a fair few tracks from that, from The Girl Who Died, rather than The Woman Who Lived, just because there's not too much great stuff on there. If I had to sort of have a guess at it, I would have thought we might get maybe 25 to 30 minutes of Magician's Apprentice, which is familiar music, then maybe about sort of 10-15 minutes of Under the Lake and Before the Flood, and then probably about another 10 or 15 minutes of Girl Who Died and The Woman Who Lived, making up a sort of hour or so on the disc is what I would roughly estimate. Is what we tend to get on a single disc. Then on the second disc we've got the 5 episodes in the second half of the series other than Heaven Sent, so that'll be nice to hear. Given that Sleep No More doesn't have pretty much any music, I'm sure they'll... I mean, listening back to it, there is some sort of subtle background, sort of almost sound effect music style, so I'm sure there'll probably be 1 2 to 3 minute track on there and that'll be it. But the rest of the disc will have just 4 episodes to fill up, so I would have thought the Zygon Invasion Inversion, there's not a huge amount of great music on there, so probably between the 2 I would imagine we'd only really get 15 minutes or so. But then I really expect to see probably 20 minutes from Face the Raven and 20 minutes from Hellbent, because there is a lot of great music in both those episodes. Certainly the last 15 minutes or so of Face the Raven, I'm hoping it's all on there because it's absolutely brilliant stuff. And Hellbent is just full of brilliant tracks. There's so many good ones in there. I'm sure close to the release date I'll do a few sort of a more extensive video on what tracks I want to be in the soundtrack and what tracks are going to miss out. Or maybe when we get a track listing looking at what each of those tracks could be, it'll be quite nice. But certainly I think we're going to get a very comprehensive release with all the tracks we've always wanted from this soundtrack. And then the bonus that I'm sure generally people won't be too fussed about is Disc 4 is the Husband's River song on it, which has some good music. Certainly at the end of the episode there's a good 10 minutes or so of very good music on there, but I'm sure that'll probably be the disc where there's the most amount of, I don't want to say wasted space, but there'll be a few sort of underwhelming tracks or tracks that people aren't really going to go back to very much, just because a lot of the music in Husband River Song unfortunately wasn't that fantastic. But overall I am super excited. We're probably going to get the best part of 3.5 to 4 hours of music released across 4 discs of a soundtrack in the Series 9 soundtrack coming early next year. We don't have an exact date, but given that they said early 2018, for me that hints at sort of February or March next year. The key is they didn't say spring 2018. If they'd said that, it could have been up to in May or June, but I think because they stated early, I would have thought it'll be, yeah, February, March sort of time they'll actually get it. And I would sort of hint that in early January will probably be when we find out the exact release date, which I think is all pretty soon and pretty exciting, and I'm fairly sure we'll see the Series 10 soundtrack follow fairly soon after that, because it sounded like Murray had finished recording the Series 9 soundtrack a couple of weeks ago, so probably he'll take a break over Christmas, then maybe in sort of January time he'll start re-recording or sort of sorting out all the stuff for the Series 10 soundtrack, and hopefully, fingers crossed, before Series 11 airs we might just get a soundtrack, but if not it'll probably be in early 2019 I'd guess. But it really is very exciting overall, and it really rewards us for our waiting. That we had to wait so long, but it is going to be such a fantastic release, I think is really great, because if we'd waited 2.5 years and then got a rubbish 2-disc release with an hour and a half of music for those sort of 13 episodes, I think very genuinely people have been very, very disappointed in it. So at least, although it's been an absolutely painful and way too long wait, at least we're getting a brilliant soundtrack from it. So for me, just a few key, I guess, key tracks that have got to be on the soundtrack, and I'm sure will be the Breaking the Wall, The End of Heaven Sent. That's almost a certainty, I would have thought. Certainly the music from When Clara Dies, or which then is reused in Hellbent as well, so that sort of 5-6 minute track has got to be on there. The ending of which is familiar, I certainly think that would be on there, and there'll be lots of nice variations of A Good Man coming back in, because there's a fair amount of it in Series 9, I'm sure. The ending of Husband's a River Song, the whole Jerillium stuff is absolutely brilliant, and I really, really want to finally hear a clean version of that, so I'm pretty confident that'll be on there as well. And I think, yeah, we're just going to be full of fantastic music, because I think for me Series 9 has one of, if not the best soundtracks of any series of Doctor Who, so I'm really looking forward to this. But let me know, guys, what tracks do you want to be on there? Are there any sort of underrated ones, or ones that we haven't really picked up on very often that you'd love to see on the soundtrack? Do let me know in the comments below. I'd love to just see all your thoughts about this fantastic soundtrack. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like, subscribe if you're new here, and join me for the very short wait, hopefully now, until the Series 9 soundtrack is finally released. I'll see you again very, very soon for another video. Goodbye.